Testing. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. I'm going to attempt to do this message. Okay, I'm trying to do this. I have a full house, so I don't know how this is going to go, but I have a message that I was waking up out of my sleep to deliver immediately. And if I'm being honest, I hope I can remember everything that was said to me to tell you guys. So this is going to be about, it's called Pussy Magic. Okay? Now, we have fallen so far off of our divine feminine energy. Um, in case you haven't noticed, oh shit. Uh-oh. Hold on. What happened? Come on. My bag. I was trying to adjust it. I think I went off for a minute. This thing get on my nerves. I don't know how to use it. Okay. Anyway, so in case you haven't noticed, there has been a war on the feminine energy on this planet as of the last 30 years. They have been ramping up their attacks on women the last 4 years, I would say. Probably longer than that, but the ramp up is, I would say, the last 4 years. Um, Throughout this time, women have been put on the back burner. They have been brutalized, tormented, tortured, um, disregarded, and made to believe that they have no value other than to push a baby out and be there to listen and fuck a man. The one thing that we all have to be honest about is the fact that all women have vaginas. So it doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter what religion you are. You have a vagina. You have this infinite power that only the elite have. It doesn't matter how many operations a man can get to turn his penis into a vagina. It doesn't give him feminine energy. If a man says that he is not binary and he's feminine and masculine. That belief system can be whatever it is that he or she needs to feel or believe so that you can think that you are in the divine energy of a female, but you are not. It doesn't matter what kind of drag you're in, however you transcend. It don't matter if you put a wig on and makeup. You will never have pussy magic. And no matter how much prison pussy you get, there is only one divine energy on this planet. And that is the one divine energy that came to this planet with eggs inside of them and a flow of blood that comes out. You can't make that up in a lab. You can't AI that. We have allowed society to manipulate us into calling ourselves bitches and hoes, girlfriend, child. We let people call us anything but what we are. And what we are is so much more than a male doctor can study and write his books about. You go to your clinical checkup, your OBGYN appointment, and you are listening. You're listening to people's opinion of what they believe your gateway is, your magic. I've been teaching you guys for years now the difference between divine feminine, primordial energy. I've been teaching y'all the difference between our energy and their energy. You have these doctors, mostly males. The males are the one that write the books and tell you what you're supposed to believe in. It's not even female doctors making these stupid ass conclusions. It's men. You know how a man can have sex with a woman and he has absolutely no idea how to please her, even though he thinks he's doing everything and he is just congratulating himself, yet he has not satisfied you once. You've never had one orgasm. How many females have faked having an orgasm so much you don't even know when you if you even had shit? But those are the people that you're allowing to tell you what your body is. A male doctor telling you you bleed once a month. It's the only way you can have a baby. You ovulate once a month. You only have a 48-hour window. It's either 48 hour, 72-hour window of ovulation. Is the only way you can get pregnant. All of these foolish things that they write in their medical journals. They don't know our body. It doesn't matter how many ultrasound machines they make, CAT scans, MRIs to study the inside of our body. It doesn't matter how many of us they kidnap and cut up so that they can experiment and explore. You still don't understand what we are. You don't understand what we are. You still tell people that if your child is born 2 months early, that the child is premature. Explain to me how at 13 years old I can have a child the day I turn 7 months and that child is fully developed. fully developed lungs, fully developed heart, fully developed kidneys and liver. No machines required, no NICU required. Born on the seventh month of bacon, come out flawless, bigger than 5 pounds. Tell me how a child can be premature, weighing that much, being that fully developed. They don't understand us. Some women only need 6 months to deliver a baby, a full, healthy baby. Depending on what star system I brought my kids from, is how long it took me to bring them here. I've had one child that only took 6 months to cook, one that only took 7, then I had one that took 8. I had 2 kids that took 8 months to be born. I've only had one child in the NICU when I had her. She was 3 pounds when I had her. They told me that child was going to be in the hospital for months. She would have all kinds of brain functioning issues. She was out of the hospital in 21 days. She now works for one of the top companies in the world. There's nothing wrong with her brain. I want you to remember the power within, having the luxury and the honor of coming to this planet bleeding, being able to move vessels from one star system to another. Nobody ever thinks, where on earth is that baby in your belly coming from? Nobody ever thinks about that. The children we bring here are not from this planet, right? They come into us through the spirit realm. You don't go to a store, buy the baby, put it in your stomach, and then cook it. The spirit world creates that. The spirit world has multiple dimensions of existence, and you decide where you're pulling your children from. I've given birth to a dragon. I've given birth to a star. I've given birth to a planet. And I've given birth to a God. So they all came from their own different systems. And I was blessed with having what I need to bring them here. I think because we don't understand the value of our pussy magic, that's why we swipe right on apps, dating apps, trying to match with just anything that'll keep you from feeling alone. There are millions and millions of people in relationships with the wrong person. You are bringing syndromed vessels here when you do that. When you mix DNA that has a certain code with another DNA that has a broken code. This is what it looks like Down syndrome to you. It looks like, I want to make sure I'm not offending nobody. If you look at a human being and their features are corrupted, maybe their eyes are spread it out a little bit more than it should be, their nose is discombobulated, the features of their facial structure or the structure of their body is off. It doesn't look like it's in alignment. That is corrupted DNA trying to mix. You might not want to hear this, but this is the truth. We did a video and it was called Blood Seeks Blood. We're in this stage right now where the people who are supposed to link will link. It's just a time of season where that is just going to take place. We have this magical gateway that you can access through our legs, and we just give it to anybody, anything. Why is that? Why do you allow something outside of you to tell you that you are not worthy, that you have to accept this piece of shit that you are letting enter into your magical gateway? Women, if you have sex with a man and once he drops his seed in you, it smells like a dead body. Y'all cold ain't colding. Your cold is not colding. That is the wrong match for your magical gateway. We have to be more vigilant about who we uh, share our DNA with. The more vigilant you are with linking with the right code, the easier it will be for you to utilize the DNA within you successfully. If you have magical DNA where if a bullet was to be shot at you and it tried to go to your body, it just wouldn't. Because if you have the right DNA, your DNA can recognize the materials made with that bullet, and it wouldn't affect you because you are the bullet. But if you mix in weak DNA with powerful DNA, it's just like mixing milk and coffee. Somebody had said that before on something, and it's true. When you put milk in coffee, you weaken the strength. This is not no racist comment because trust me, people that look like you don't necessarily share your DNA, the codes in your DNA. Sometimes you have to think a little bit deeper than the visuals you see in the programming system in which you were born into. There's nothing more powerful than a woman's vagina. It can start wars. It can stop wars. It can bring forth a child that will stop wars. It can bring forth a child that will reseed the planet with fruits and vegetables and waterfalls and sea life. All of this comes from the vagina. And if you could really sit there and think about how powerful your vagina is, you will treat it differently. I told y'all before, I never had a relationship with my vagina until I got with my husband. I never looked at it before. I seen my vagina twice after I had my babies. Um, I take care of it. I make sure it's clean. I make sure it's fed. But other than that, that was the extent of our relationship. It wasn't until I got with my husband and he started to talk to me about my vagina and asking questions that I couldn't answer. And one day he took a picture of it, a few pictures of it, and he showed it to me, and I was like, wow, that's what it looked like. I guess I was a little embarrassed because I'm like, I really don't be down there looking around and shit. But you should take some time and lay on your back, put a mirror in front of you, and just examine your vagina to get to know it. You have men getting in there, doing whatever the fuck they want. They be down there, but you don't even know what's going on with your vagina. The only time you give your vagina any attention is if it's cycling or if there's a medical problem, and that's not good. We have this magical weapon, and we just don't use it properly. Mm. I once went on a vision quest, and the whole quest was just one question they kept asking me: did you give birth? Like every question I had, it always came back, but did you give birth? And at the end of this journey, I was getting frustrated, and I was like, why do y'all keep asking me if I give birth? And I keep saying yes. And their response again was, did you give birth? For months, I asked myself that same question. Why was that question so important? But did you give birth? Did you give birth? But did you give birth? Because if you gave birth, that means you have more power than anything. You are, in fact, what they consider to be a god, because you can bring forth life and you can stop it. Yeah, so did you give birth? Did you give birth? But did you give birth? When you have your bestie be a gay man and y'all feel you just love your gay man, you let them gay men call you bitch. You let them dress up like you and take away what is yours. The energy of femininity. You give them the pass. You allow the fuckery. That penis area is not a girl. It's not a woman. You need to start standing up for yourself. The minute you acquiesce and allow the trans binary people to take away that which you are, which is a woman, you're destroying us. They try to use our divine feminine energy for their agendas in corporate America. If we are not being used and taken advantage of, we are being told that all we do is feel and we're not logical. At some point, we're going to have to take back our energy. stop giving it away to the enemy. Because, in case you haven't noticed, if you can no longer call yourself a woman that breastfeeds, you disappear. They're telling you that you are chest feeders now. They call you human now. It doesn't matter what religion you are associated with. Life cannot be created unless there is a divine feminine energy and a masculine energy that connects. Do you understand that? So you do your little IVF treatments and these AI babies that's being born in labs and shit. It's not creating life. I don't know what the fuck you doing, but you're not creating life. You don't need no doctor to put a straw up your cervix and put the nut in. You can just be with a man and create a life. It makes no sense for so many of you to have fallen for this bullshit. But if there is a 65% increase on lesbians, that means there is a 65% decrease on births. You have men fucking men now. There's no creation. There's no life being created. You have females with their little. You have females fucking females. There is nothing being created. A lesbian and a gay couple cannot create life. I do not care what agenda or programming you are into. You are deficient. It doesn't matter what kind of costume game we are playing. You are not creating life. Therefore, you leave nothing. And you know that what you're doing is wrong because you're going to seek out sperm from anywhere just to get you pregnant. So y'all can live in these, no disrespect, but fake families. It's not real. It's not authentic. I have somebody in my life who said the person that they're with hit the list, checked all the boxes on the list. So this person is with this person, living this life, and if there's no one that can say if it's a good life or a bad life. The only question I had was, will any nigga do if they all check the boxes on the list? You people have become bots willingly. Monkey see, monkey do. Simon says, I watched an interview of this binary thing in London. A woman had put up a billboard in London in the busiest traffic place, I guess, and it says woman, and it defined the definition of woman. And this damn binary dude that wanted to be a girl or whatever said it was offensive to the trans community. Imagine that. You can't even say you're a woman and what that really means, the definition of it. You can't say what you are because you being who you are offends someone who can't be you. And this is what the world has come to right now. I am a woman. Milk leaks from my breast to this day, and I have not had a child in 22 years. I am a woman. I bleed. I ovulate. I am a woman. I know the pain and the suffering of contraction in a vessel with the head the size of a watermelon ripping through that small magical place that I call my vagina. I know what that feels like. And it's not a simulation. And it's not a costume. It is the umbilical cord connection to the lives, the vessels that I've brought here from multiple dimensions. I am a woman. These outsiders like to tell you that we can only ovulate for 3 days out the month. And I can tell you personally, for my vessels that I currently am in, I have tracked myself multiple times ovulating for 21 days at a time. This vessel. So I don't know what kind of doctor, male writer, male author, male practitioner who tell all of y'all basic ass people that you ovulate for 3 days out the month. You might do, but I don't. I am a woman. I am authentically a woman. I currently can still feed the block with my body. At this 45-year-old age of myself, I can still give birth easily without a problem if I choose to. You'll never find any records or documentation saying that a woman can ovulate for 21 days. You won't find that anywhere. You have to know thyself. When I was pregnant with my son, I was miscarrying my son. I went to the doctor. The doctor said I was 2 months pregnant. My cervix said I was 9 centimeters dilated. The doctor said, go home tonight. The baby will come out in the toilet. When you come tomorrow, come back and I'll clean you out. Your baby is dead. I am a woman. I said, that doesn't work for me. So while I'm currently miscarrying my son, I light 7 candles. And I call on my grandfathers. And I said, this is a king coming here from our bloodline. No one stops his life. When I was done in my deep meditation, I was 19 years old. I am woman. And because I am woman, I know you don't tell me that my child is dying, not my son. I decide if my son dies. When When I said the last word, I was in an enclosed environment. The doors were all closed. The door opened, it swung open. All the candles blew out. My son is currently 25 years old. I am woman. I am the creator of life. I am the ender of life. I am woman. I am woman. I decide. You are a woman. You decide. Y'all need to really truly stop being so lonely that you just let anybody come into your magical wonderland and leave all their trash around, their plastics all inside your wonderland. You good with that? When you commit to celibacy, you are recoding your divine feminine energy. You are removing all of the DNA that was left in you by underdeveloped mental states of vessels that attempt to be considered men. When you go celibate, your body is able to move all of that junk DNA that's just trash inside of you. It's just like when we had COVID and everybody had to stay in the house for 2 weeks. The planet reset itself. The grass reset itself. I want to say in 2017, in July of 2017, we had about 44 days of rain, 44 nights of rain. We never have rain like that in Colorado Springs ever. It was so unusual. And once that rain stopped, there were flowers and mushrooms that had not been seen in this city for hundreds of years. That rain getting into the womb of the earth and cleansing it, having that time of cleansing. It allowed the dirt and the grass to give birth to that which is necessary to keep our planet the way it's supposed to be. If you think of our planet like the womb and the vagina of a woman, it has to be taken care of. It has to be treated delicately. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be cleansed. It needs rest. It needs rest. And I know y'all are so hot in y'all pants that you're like, I don't know if I could do celibacy. I have been married for, we've been together now 11 years. We have been practicing celibacy for 2 years now. We sleep in the same bed. We do everything else intimacy wise, but we are celibate. You have to get your mind right. You have to get your mind right before you can interlock the magical wonderland the gateways from all the universes from everywhere. Everything has to be in alignment. Who do you want to be aligned to? And I'm going to need y'all lesbians to really come up out of that. You have to understand, not people who are truly lesbians. And when I say people who are truly lesbians, I mean women who date or marry women who are women. There are no dildos involved. Just two women loving to be with two women who act like women. And there are no studs involved. If there is a stud involved in your lesbian uh, escapades, I don't know what to call that shit. Damn, like I hope I'm not offending nobody, but I'm trying to explain this to you. If you have a need for a fucking dildo, that is your body saying this is not what we want. We do not want to be lesbian. We want to be entered by that which the universe has sent for us. If you are one of the studs that wear the dildos so you can please your woman, you're never pleasing your woman. If you are a lesbian who has a stud relationship, whatever, relationship with a stud, I promise you, those women who are lesbians, who have relationships with studs, they always fuck men. They always go back to a penis carrying vessel because your rubbers does not work. Your made up toys in a lab, it does not work. A dildo does not heat up on impact. A dildo does not heat up right before ejaculation. A dildo cannot bring you to multiple dimensions just by contacting, connecting. I'm sorry, connecting. You guys are playing games. You are living a never ending makeout story. Nothing, there is no fruits to that labor. We're at war right now. This is feminine energy and masculine energy against the corrupt, those that wish to uh, take away that which is connection. I hope this is still going because it's not. Okay, make sure it's still recording. I know that there are going to be a lot of people who feel like I'm being homophobic or whatever, but that's not what this is. I am encouraging you to remember who the fuck you are. You have to go within. I was thinking about how, what y'all call yourself now? African Americans, right? African Americans, they they're allowing themselves to be called African Americans now. But if you look down the line of history, we have been called so many things. Um, Native Americans, colored, black, African American. It's so many names. And I was thinking, how is it that you'll let somebody who is not you tell you who you are? I was having a conversation with my girlfriend the other day, and she was like, I'm just done. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. And I said, why would you leave your land and go to somebody else's land? And she said, this is not my land here. And I thought, It's interesting. You will allow anyone to tell you where you are, who you are, and where you come from. So somebody now is calling you African American and they're saying you're from Africa. They create this whole DNA test where they already have a prerequisite of what they want to prove. And they give you your DNA test back, and your DNA test come back 49% African. Even though the DNA test says this shit is for fucking entertainment purposes only, you believe it. And you'll walk around saying I'm African. Or you'll walk around and say I'm fucking Scottish or some shit. You'll say you anything but what you are. If you're African American today and your great grandmother was still your great grandmother, but she was called Native American, then how do you allow the latter to be your truth? How can your grandmother be recognized as a Native American, meaning indigenous to this land that you are sitting on? But a corporation tell you you're African American and you just ready to go. It's amazing to me. Because if you were really fucking African Americans, they would have deported your ass so they could make more space for their tyranny. It's hard teaching people who are brainwashed. It's hard deprogramming people who are programmed. I know that for the ones who can understand what's really happening, it is depressing and it's hard for you to exist when everybody around you is so very ignorant. But you just got to stay true to yourself. I'll be looking at these religious people and I feel so bad for them. I just feel so damn bad for them. Like, damn, they believe this shit. They believe it to the core. They believe it. And when you believe something like that, you make it real. So because of you making this thing real, even though it's not, you don't have the mental capacity to think about it from a different perspective. I would think that you would have the common sense to say that if your white Jesus was really your God, oh my God, even though they say he's the son of your God, I mean, that shit is so stupid. But anyway, if your God, from wherever you calling them from, was for you and he loved you like he loved all his children, why is your nigga ass living in poverty and those demons that took all of your shit is still using it and passing it down to their bloodline? Had to watch my mouth there. Where's your Jesus at? Whether the nigga got blue eyes or fucking brown, where is your Jesus? You spend so much of your day praying to Allah that where inside of that day are you praying to yourself? Because this is what I know. I remember when I was a teenager or in my early 20s when I used to pray to those energies that I was raised up on. And nothing ever happened. But what I did notice is that when I said to myself, this is what we gonna do, see, that shit always got done. How do you have a God that you can't talk to? How do you have a God that doesn't fucking listen to you, whether he can fucking speak words or not? Every feeling or misbelief you have in your God is some shit you made up in your head. My God gonna take care of it. When is he going to do it? How many dead people right now from cancer or gunshot wounds or COVID? How many dead people? Where was your God? And then they say, well, God has his own plan and he wanted her to go home because it was just too bad here and the good ones can't stay here. I sound cruel to you, but what I'm being is honest. You have to remember who you are. You have to trust who you are. You have to go into your own Akashic records because your Akashic records is your guide that holds all your memories, everything you've ever done, everything you will do. That's your guide. That's where you seek your information from and your power. I encourage everybody who was a part of a religious gang, and I say gang on purpose, intentionally, because you have to understand that you are no different than a Crip and a Blood. You got the Christians and the Muslims, Crips and the Blood. It's a fucking gang. You choosing which one. One jumps you in, one fucks you in. The other one molests you in. The other one manipulates you through shame in. You got to go through a trial to get in. No, they all gangs. They all got their initiation strategies or procedures. So think about this gang y'all in, right? Ask it one thing. Go ask y'all guys one thing. Tomorrow, let my tomorrow, the finances of my tomorrow be increased by 1 million. See if your God do that for you. If your God is true and you are currently being molested by somebody in your family, ask your God to stop it from happening. If you are losing your vision, ask your God to heal your vision. Because it's God, right? God can create and do all things, right? So ask your God for that one thing you truly want that you have not been able to accomplish. Ask him tonight. Let me know what happened tomorrow. And I swear to God, please don't say it takes time to create, honey. Because if it's a God, God is magical, right? So all God got to do is say it is done and it's done, right? When that doesn't happen in your favor, will you step back for a minute just for 33 days? Just step back from your religious beliefs and your lesbian or gay interactions or whatever. Stop all that shit for 33 days. Go within, meditate, remember who you are. 33 days. Tell yourself what it is that you truly want to do and see if you can accomplish it on your own without the gang you associated with. The magical powers of pussy is simple. I can bring a vessel here from any dimension in the universe as a woman. I can manipulate the DNA code of that baby growing in my belly to what I want. That's pussy magic. Regardless of the semen that's fertilizing that egg, the woman has the last say so on how that process is processed. The same way I told y'all the other day that the woman puts the sperms asleep, the one that she chooses to let impregnate her. She puts it to sleep until she's ready to use it. Pussy magic. Tell me, what exactly is it that the semen does that's so magical? No shots against the males, but not only can a woman create a alien from another world, we can create a whole baby without the semen at all. So no matter how you spin it, no matter how you look at it, the woman is magical. Our magic is magical. Our gateway is magical. Everything about us is magical. And trying to put testosterone into the divine energy is sick. And if you are a woman and you bleed and your breast can feed the hungry, you are magical. I don't think that magic should be had by just any Tinder swipe because you're lonely. I swear, if you guys start loving yourself, the loneliness will fade away. If you stop looking for sex and material things in people, you'll get what you truly need in life. My husband said to me when we was walking yesterday, it make him feel bad that he can't give me what he think I need. And I said to him, it would be more success in our relationships if the men and the women would just listen to exactly what it is their spouse wants. If you listen to what your spouse wants and you um, give your spouse that, the relationship would be so successful. But if you are a person that's thinking, this is what I want to give to this person, and you're working to give that, but if that's not what your spouse wants, then your efforts are fruitless. They mean nothing. I said to my son, go get me a cherry drink. My son come back with a strawberry drink, a whole bunch of them. And I have to be honest and say, you've done nothing at all because you've given me something that I can't drink because you gave me what you wanted and not what I wanted. In all relationships that we're in, we have to start listening to the person and accommodating them for what it is that they want. And then your relationships will be so much smoother ran. You have a Fortune 500 company man who's going out bringing home $1 million a year in salary. He thinks that's what his wife wants. But all his wife and his kids want is his ass to be home for dinner. And he thinking, I'm working so hard. I'm providing all this money. So I'm doing all of this stuff. And your whole marriage is over. You get a divorce. And you can't figure out why. I hope that I have successfully given the message that they wanted me to give y'all today. Um, It came to me at 5 o'clock this morning, and I'm just now giving it to y'all at 10. So hopefully it was all there. But I'm telling you, get to know your vagina. Turn that magic on. Turn the Value City off. If your vagina is Value City and anybody can go in there and get a little discount, then you have no value at all, honey. You're trash. And if you are trash, You can't expect someone else to treat you like high end quality products. Your vagina is so much more powerful than you can possibly understand. Use it to your advantage.